Powered by Riverside.
Well, hello and welcome to the Pushing for Change podcast, where we discuss disabilities and mental health, and we push for the change in the way we want to have those topics discussed. And
Absolutely.
I'm KB alongside the Magic Man, Frankie James.
Well, it's May. How are you doing, brother?
We're coming up on the last days of May, and I had therapy today, so
Shout out.
apt for that. So it was a good therapy session. It was digging deep, getting deep into the trauma.
And that's and one, appreciate your vulnerability. And just a little disclaimer. We're not professionals. We are just sharing our stories in the mental health journey and just, what it's like to live with certain disabilities, whether it be a physical or mental or both. Disclaimer that we are not like doctors or therapists. We're just a couple of gents sharing the story.
Yeah, just two guys that have
Two handsome
mental
guys.
issues.
A couple of guys that are just, hanging on by a thread. And speaking of hanging on by a thread,
my thread is
men-
deeply torn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I hear you on that. That. We're in this month, brother. It's always a month to reflect on a lot of things. I know with this episode, I was gonna do, doing some reflecting, and just by the time this episode comes out, it will be June, but we are recording it on May 28th.
And again, it's like you said, kind of taking stock and note of where you are mentally. And
Yeah,
I'm learning how to do that now because I don't want to get too into it right now because I'm not that comfortable with things. But
Yeah.
my mental health took a dive at the beginning of this year, and
Yeah.
didn't realize that it was in the state that it was in.
Yeah. And
And
usually you don't, brother. Usually you don't.
And I've been trying to figure out how that happened because,
Mhm.
again, there was a disconnect somewhere.
And that's where I'm gonna jump in now, and love you so much. So glad that you're rocking and rolling and being vulnerable
Thank you.
on this kind of thing because this is the platform for that. And just to kind of take it from KB a little bit about me, I was able years later. KB is when I found out like where it all stemmed from, where that disconnect that you had mentioned, brother. What was it? And it was a trigger. And a trigger that essentially led to a trauma bond relationship as well. And I had so many self-worth issues and a lot of that stemmed with my mom. We've grown to have a beautiful relationship now, but a lot of that stemmed like from that. And I eventually had to like learn where it came from. And once I learned where it came from, I was able to kind of dissect the problem.
Now, how did you find out where it came from? Describe that process.
Yeah. So therapy, the dig deep. Um, when you kind of remove yourself from everybody,
Mhm.
um, that was a huge because all I could focus on was me. Like, and then when when you become clear minded, KB,
Mhm.
and that's I think where you're starting to go now.
Right.
You'll uncover a lot. You'll dissect a lot. You'll learn how to dissect.
Mhm.
Okay, sometimes you can do it, sometimes you can't. I mean, I'm grateful that I was able to do it, but it took work. Like my journey had started so many years ago, and you're now about to uncover so much more of when your process of your healing and your journey. Um, that's kind of like what the process was with a lot of work put in and a lot of accountability.
Mhm.
Holy if I had a nickel for every accountability,
And that's what we
we'd
don't
have a
usually
couple
want to do.
nickels.
Yeah, we'd have a few nickels, but yeah, that's one area that is really challenging for me
Yeah,
too, is the accountability and realizing that, okay, it's not so and so's fault. It's not so and so. It's not this person's. It's not that person. I'm responsible for me and the decisions
yeah.
make.
What that comes with some shades of gray, though. I have to give some shades of gray on that because of the simple fact that you're dealing with something. And sure, my decisions were so impulsive. Oh my God, KB, I think I told you, I took my mom's car. Bro, I don't even drive. I took my mom's car. I was completely out of my mind. That's dangerous, KB.
That's a felony
So,
or a
I had the
misdemeanor.
whole yeah, respectfully saying, shout out to mom for not, going forward with everything, but she knew I wasn't in my right mind.
Right.
And, like, I had to hold myself through a certain such a point. I can only do that once I became clear-minded.
Mhm.
Like, you start to uncover things, like, "Why did you do that?" "Oh, well, because I put myself in a situation where I lied to somebody and told 'em I drove."
Okay.
That's where the accountability comes in.
That was gonna be my
Sure.
question is if you don't drive, what made you think you could drive? Or
I know how to
what
drive.
I'm sorry?
I know how to drive.
Oh, you didn't?
I
Okay.
can oh,
Or you just don't okay, okay, fair enough.
I don't have a license or anything yet, but, yeah, I know how to operate a vehicle.
Okay.
I'm sure
I misunderstood, I'm sorry.
no, no, you're good. I'm no, it's actually a great question. It's actually a great question because I'm sure the audience would probably be like, "Well, if it doesn't have a license, how the hell does it know how to drive?" Well, KB pulls in the pocket and
Fair,
fires out a quick layup
fair,
question.
fair enough.
Slam dunk the funk. Let's go. But yeah.
So, y you don't drive, and then you take your mother's car, and
Yeah.
so lead me more into that. Ha tell what
Okay,
el
you wanna know about the story.
Yeah,
You
give me
wanna
the
know about
story.
the story.
What
Okay.
was it that unfolded that made you sit just make
I
that
was yeah,
decision?
so I'm gonna give you, like, the long story short. Because we're in territory of like, oh shit. Um,
That's
I
okay.
was in a relationship where I was in a trauma bond. So like
Okay.
what that is, like the most toxic person for you is the only person you want to be around in your life. I started talking to this individual. Um, I can't remember when actually. It was a few years ago. Still about a few years ago. Um, and I was already not in the right comfortable state mentally that I shouldn't know business. I suppose I was involved with people. Like romantically. So there I shouldn't be adding another one to the fucking roster,
Right.
respectfully. And this is actually when, Eric and I had already been together. I
Okay.
eventually had Eric and I split off like 6, 7 months, because of the situation. And I I, um, I met somebody and fucking told him I wasn't who I was, and more or less of like, I drove and stuff like that. Nothing like major, like, my name was like, I would say what I did was like, I would just say, like, my self-worth issues were already at such a low that I didn't feel good enough, or I felt like I had to, like, fabricate things,
Mhm.
and that's essentially what led through just a whole bunch of pulling out one lie, boom, 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 boom. Um, fast forward that all eventually came to an end, when I had the attempt. That was, like, the pretty much, like, the ending process of it when I had the suicide attempt back in April of 2023. At that point and that a lot at that point then, a lot of it was my own decision making
Mhm.
because of where I was mentally. So, what taking the car was just one little minor detail within
Okay.
the big picture of, like, I completely lost my mind.
Mhm. Now, you say you completely lost your mind. Do you have recollection of the event? Like, of you taking the car? Or because I know, like, for me,
Yeah. Yeah,
there's, like, blackout
yeah,
points.
100%, yeah, 100%. It was
Mhm.
just impulsive decision making, and that comes with, like, just not knowing, just not being in the right state.
Mhm.
Like, I ended up going, like, manic for, like, 2 days, dude,
Right.
and that was, like, leading up into the attempt.
Right, so
There are, like, episodes
Mhm.
where I mean, I give you an actual medical definition. I'm not gonna do that. I just don't. But I know that I was up. That's what I've been diagnosed with is like
Okay.
manic depression. So there's depression, like you said, but like when it's manic, it's like, oh, dude, it's like you're crawling out of your skin. It's brutal.
Mhm.
It's a path that I don't wish on anybody.
Now, like, what does that feel like? Because I know it's like it's an up, it's like an excited
Emotions,
emotion.
lack of sleep,
Okay.
just crying. I just cried.
Mhm.
Yeah, brutal,
And
brutal.
and, like, you're going through this by yourself, there's nobody there to help you
Nobody knew.
navigate that?
No, nobody really knew. Yeah, I was in the basement of my ex's house.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, I was like full blown manic. Yeah. Didn't sleep for 2 days. Yeah. Crying. Just not want the beer anymore, self-worth. Yeah. The last trigger, something went and all of a sudden, boom, that's when it happened.
Now, do you know what it was that was the quote unquote "trigger"?
My ex, yeah. 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 Um, I was promised, like, a safe spot. This
Okay.
is the first I've talked about this on air, by the way,
Oh,
so
well,
bear with me.
thank you for
Um,
divulging.
yeah, so bear with me a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, I've been with certain situations where, like, my ex would promise safe places, and then when I got there, it wasn't really that.
Okay.
So that happened 2 years prior to that where something kinda went loose, and then this time, boom, it happened again,
Hmm.
and that's when it went loose. But I wanna direct real quick
Yes.
and just talk about, like, the reason why I'm sharing, like, a lot of this stuff is, like, and, like, it's, being vulnerable, of course, but it's also important to share some stuff, especially during, like, mental health awareness. It's important to talk about.
It is very important, and it's something that I don't think gets talked about enough unless we're in the in the month of it. Excuse me again. Um, it's heightened because of the fact that it's Mental Health Awareness Month, but this is a
Yeah.
conversation that I want to continue for the other 11 months of the year and
Yeah, right? I mean,
continue on.
it'd be good if we didn't just have a month dedicated, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like we have all these months, and there's usually some sort of awareness, probably 15 different types of awarenesses for each month. Um,
Yeah, so I wanna ask you, so, like, what the importance of it to you, like, just, like, just having the platform and just, hearing stories, I'm sure you see posts, you've been posting some stuff, like, I'd love to hear, like, the importance of it to you as well, brother.
uh, but the importance to me was very much, like I said in a previous episode, just wanted to give, a, for lack of a better word, awareness to the issue,
Mhm.
and let people that may come across this in the future know that they're not alone.
Yeah, the platform itself, yeah.
Uh, we're all dealing with something, whether it's mental health, physical
Yeah,
disabilities, whatever the case may be. We're all dealing with something, and if you and I can share something that resonates with someone,
yeah,
to me that's a positive. It doesn't have to be a grand scale reach, but just to know that you know, we've gone through it, we're going through it,
yeah.
and I just want to have a space that people can feel like, okay, these guys don't have it together, and that's okay.
It's a good way to put it. Um,
Just, I mean, knowing all the resources now that are available, having gone through my experience and issues with mental health,
yeah.
realizing, okay, all these foundations and organizations that are there for people that
Mhm.
are living with mental illness and for their caregivers, like the NAMI, National Association of Mental Illness.
Mental
Uh,
illness, yeah, shout out, love them. Shout to Nick
um,
Imai over in
didn't
Bucks
know that was a
County.
thing until I had my experience, and
Oh, shit.
so
I didn't know that.
I've learned a lot about mental illness through my mental illness.
That's actually beautifully said. It's unfortunate, but sometimes, KB, it takes, like, a certain circumstance in life, going back to even, like, the multiple attempts I had to get to where a certain level is, and there's more work I have to do, like, 100%, like, things get uncovered along the way that, like, it's like, "Hey, I never really knew this, and this just got uncovered. I need to fix this, or I need to, like, talk about this, or talk to my therapist about this because I'm dealing with, like, even currently, best way I could put it is and like people think like free resources too, which is
Right.
incredible. They're incredible people. And that's another thing too, dude. Like getting involved in that kind of stuff, like it always feels good because you're surrounded by people that like are relatable. And
Yes.
that's always great. Yeah.
But you see a lot of athletes who, unfortunately, trigger warning,
Yeah.
uh, you know, commit suicide.
Yeah.
And like it's just a small blurb. Like for the amount of athletes that have gone through this and have put their
Mhm.
families, I would have thought that there'd be greater conversation around this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm
I think
surprised that that there's not. So that's another reason why I wanted to do this. Not to get again, not that I'm a professional, not that I'm
sure. No,
skilled in
no,
any of
no.
this, but for the amount of people that we look up to on a day to day
Mhm.
basis that are also going through this and are suffering, we need to do more than just the minimum of, oh, so and so died today, and then
Yeah.
next week you're on to the next thing.
Yeah. I love that actually. And that's well said. And like, and a lot of it starts with, like, the head injuries, man.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's essentially what stemmed from a lot of my issues when I had the head hit to the head, like, when I was, like, oh my goodness, 20,
Mhm.
21, and I just didn't play for, like, 9 years. Going back to what you were saying, like, you would think that the resources are available. I mean, they are, but when you're lost up in here, and
Mhm.
I'm putting it in my mind right now, my head, it's hard to come out of it, brother. God,
It
is it
is.
hard to come out of it.
It is, and the other thing about it too is societal. It's men can't be weak.
Yeah,
Men can't have mental
vulnerable.
illness. Men have to be the strong ones. Men have to carry the burden and, literally carry it on their backs.
Be pushed to a certain limit, yeah. Isn't that crazy how that is? And I like to feel like I'm one of the most sensitive cats out there.
Likewise.
Um, you know what I mean? Yeah, I never lived life like that. Um, I it was never like the tough guy thing, or like I have to be can't talk about. I was just living more of a facade. Once you get to the point where you have to talk about it, you have to talk about it. And that was because of, like, of everything that happened with the attempts. Like, I, yeah, I mean, that whole niche cliche of, like, men have to be like, I just think it's absolute bogus, and, like, men should be able to talk about whatever they want, and I encourage them to. I'm a hockey player. I'm as tough as it gets, brother.
Yeah.
Brother. Okay?
And
That's
if
pretty
anybody out
serious.
there is listening and wants to share their story, you can email us at pushingforchangepodcast@gmail.com.
That's beautifully said.
And you can find
Absolutely.
us on Facebook at
Facebook,
Pushing for Change.
we're pushing for the change. Absolutely we are. But yeah, man, it's a journey, dude. It's a journey.
So, what
But
stage would you say that you're in?
I just shit my pants 2 weeks ago, so,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
that's what I'm saying.
Diaper dandy?
Diaper dandy, let's go. Um, Man, that's a great dude, that's such a great question. Off the top of my head, I would I'm still in recovery stage, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I'm still, like, going, through it and, like, doing the work. I'm not in post-op anymore,
Mhm.
where, like, there's still a lot of, like, major issues, but, like, yeah, recovery and just, you know, about reflecting and stuff like that.
Yeah, I had a
Yeah.
conversation with my therapist today. I asked her, "All right, so what does success for me look like? What marker do I have to reach to not be in therapy anymore?"
Now, that's a tough one
Yeah,
because I immediately would have took that. You're already looking for the end goal before you even started the process, my brother. That's
bad
a
habit
that's
of
a
mine.
that's a professional opinion of mine and personal opinion. The first thing I took from that is you're already looking at the end goal before you even take start at that process.
Mhm.
You don't wanna do that.
No?
Enjoy the ride, brother, because it's a good one.
See, that's where I struggle because the ride is uncomfortable. I just wanna get to the end where it's not painful and
And start
awkward
then start
and
then start the ride. You can only get to the finish line if you jump in the race, brother.
I'll take a nap first.
Yeah, and then you'll be right back and
Yeah.
ready to keep going. Yeah.
It's so okay, so with that, uh, I know there's gonna be uncomfortable times ahead. So, in your experience, how do you get through that? How do you keep pushing through and push forward
Yeah.
when when those times come up that are just kind of beating you down again?
Um, I mean, saying from where I'm at now, I mean, I'm in a process where when like, come against adversary, I'll
Mhm,
say, I have a lot of things that I'm involved in, obviously, so I have time to keep busy, but to go fit rewind backwards to where I was going through it and I'd have moments dude, I was vocal.
mhm,
I would just say, "Hey, this is what I'm feeling," whether it be with your therapist or whether it be with whoever may be, friends, brother. It'll be a good reflection time.
mhm,
When the journey has come to, those later stages and you look back, you're like, "Holy shit." I do it all it happens.
mhm,
You're just like, "Holy shit." Seriously. Those are things for sure. Yeah.
mhm,
Yeah. But, get involved too, man. Get involved. I mean, this is obviously one thing to get involved in, and, like, you know, doorways will open, and obviously do something, volunteer with me. We're coming up on another big, event.
mhm.
Boom, boom. Get involved. Get active. Get involved in things, man. They're always feel good. Chicken noodle soup for the soul, my brother,
Okay.
is, fun ways that, get involved.
I think from my experience, at least, and I'm only speaking for myself,
Sure.
people always say, "Oh, find a hobby." Well, when you're depressed, you don't wanna do anything.
Not laughing at you,
No, I
but
understand,
yeah,
but that's what I mean, like, okay, I'm
yeah.
depressed, I don't wanna do anything. The things that I used to like to do, I don't like to do, so that's not great advice in my opinion. I mean, I understand it in theory, sure. Find a hobby, yeah.
I don't it's not the depression that's, like, not making out what it you just I think it's just getting involved in something and, like, the fear of failure or, like, not wanting to do it anymore.
Mhm,
Like, getting started with something, it's like, "Oh, well, look, another thing to add to the list of things I want to do or that I didn't go forward with." You just gotta do it.
mhm.
Um, and it's and, some of those old things that you may enjoy may come back,
Yeah,
but
I mean, heck, look at this podcast.
there you go. Shout out.
Podcast wouldn't be here if, uh, didn't see what you were doing and wanting to get back to it myself.
There you go, brother. Now we're talking. Now we are talking.
Uh, yeah, and you need someone to be a part of the journey. It's hard to do it alone.
I'm grateful that I didn't have to go through it alone.
Yeah, likewise.
I
I'm glad for you that
Yeah,
you didn't have
I'm
to go
very
through it alone.
grateful. So if anybody ever asks, like, "Well, what do I do if I'm alone?" Like, I would not be able to answer that because I have no idea what that's like.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank Lord.
Well, if she's ever up for a conversation, I would love to get her
Oh, you
perspective.
already know. You already know.
Yeah,
Yeah, all you have to
when
do
the
is
time's
reach
right.
out. Yeah, that's all you gotta do is ask. Time's right. Stop making excuses for yourself, brother. You just send the message. I love it.
I love
Well,
it.
the month of May, man, it's a good month. It's been a good month. And by the time this show comes out, it'll be June, and summer around the corner.
Summer's around the corner,
We
and
should
you
talk about that. We should talk about that on the next episode when we get into June, just like how the seasons can really affect.
oh my god.
Am
I'm
I right or am I right?
We're in May on the cusp of June, and I'm already not looking forward to September.
There's that thinking ahead shit again.
It's
There's that thinking of the head. I brought
yeah,
why I oughta.
yeah,
Man,
I'm 17
man,
steps ahead of myself, which is my problem, and
oh,
hopefully through this
we will
journey,
when
I will get better with that.
we say pushing for change, you're pushing full steam.
Yeah. Change isn't happening fast enough.
Yeah. I love it, brother. Well, it was a good one.
It was.
It was a
I
good
thank you so much for
discussion.
being vulnerable with me today, and,
Man, love you,
um,
brother. You know that?
just wanna remind everybody out there that, yeah, it may feel bad right now, but there will be better times ahead.
Yes. Love that. And, my final thought, I'll hit it with a, say it once, say it twice, say something good to a friend because you never know, it might change your life.